Good morning. How are you all today? Thank you for visiting with us. Welcome to Bible class with Andre and Betty. We're continuing our studies from the book of Exodus, and today we're in chapter 15. We'll be looking at the Song of Moses. After God had delivered them out of Egypt and they had crossed the Red Sea, and the Egyptians had been drowned in the Red Sea. So now they're out of Egypt and they sing a song that's recorded here in Exodus chapter 15. And we can also read about the Song of Moses in the Revelation chapter 15, verse 3. And so looking at redemption by blood and by power, the power of his resurrection. So verse 1 says, "Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea," that is the Red Sea. Verse 2, "The Lord is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation," or I've gained the victory of salvation. "He is my God, and I will prepare him a habitation or a dwelling place. My father's God, and I will exalt him. I will lift him up and magnify his holy name." Verse 3, "The Lord is a man of war." And being a man of war, he's called the Lord of hosts, in Hebrew, Jehovah Sabaoth, or the Lord of war. So this Lord is a man of war. The Lord, Jehovah Sabaoth, is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his host had he cast into the sea. His chosen captives also are drowned in the Red Sea. And according to Psalm 136, verse 15, Pharaoh died also in the Red Sea. Verse 5, "The depths of the waters have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone," that is the bottom of the Red Sea. And Moses continued to sing to the Lord. He says, "Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, had dashed in pieces the enemy." Verse 7, "And in the greatness of thine excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sendest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble." When the enemy fights against a believer, that enemy is fighting against God himself. Verse 8, "And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together. The floods stood upright as an heap, and the depths were congealed, made muddy in the heart of the sea." And this is where they drove their wagon wheels heavily in chapter 14. "The enemy said, The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword. My hand shall destroy them. This is Satan boasting, as in Isaiah chapter 14 and Ezekiel chapter 28. He's wanting to be God himself. And he has been kicked out of heaven so that in the earth he operates through people like Pharaoh and others who follow his bidding. Verse 10. Thou didst blow with thy wind, the sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. These are the enemies of Israel, motivated by Satan. Verse 11. This song, who is like thee? Who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? No one like you, Lord. Verse 12. Thou stretchest out thy right hand, the earth swallowed them. You are thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people which thou hast, or you have redeemed. You have guided them in thy strength unto the holy habitation, leading them through the wilderness into the promised land. And they're going to run into a lot of obstacles, and they'll want to go back to Egypt because they meet these challenges. But we should not fear, because the Lord is on our side, and we praise and worship him. And the right hand of the Lord is Jesus with his arms stretched out on the cross. Verse 14. The people shall hear, that is in the other nations, and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestina, which is the land of Palestine, which is the land of Canaan. 15. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. This is of Esau descendants. The mighty men of Moab, trembling, shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Fear and dread shall fall upon them. By the greatness of thine arm they shall be as still as the stone, till the people pass over, O Lord, till the people pass over which thou hast purchased, looking forward to Jesus paying the sin debt in full. And the reason I say the right hand of the Lord is Jesus is because Isaiah 53 says, who hath believed our report, and to whom is the hand of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up as a tender plant and as a root out of dry ground, talking about the debt Jesus will pay on our behalf. And read all of Isaiah 53 verses 1 through 12, and we'll see that it pleased the Lord to bruise him on our behalf. Verse 17. Exodus 15, verse 17. Thou shalt bring them in and plant them in the mountain of thine inheritance, in the place, O Lord, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in the sanctuary, O Lord, which thy hand have established. Looking forward to the temple. Verse 18. The Lord shall reign forever and ever. Verse 19, for the horse of Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea. And the Lord brought again the waters of the sea upon them. But the children of Israel went on dry land in the midst of the sea. And according to 1 Corinthians 10, verses 1 and 2, this was symbolic. They're crossing the Red Sea, and under the cloud was a type of Israel's baptism. And that's 1 Corinthians 10, 1 and 2. And now back to chapter 15, verse 20. And Miriam, the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dances. Verse 21. And Miriam answered them. They sang in choruses. Miriam answered them, sing ye to the Lord, for he had triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider had he thrown into the sea. Verse 22. So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea. And this is, Moses has praised the Lord with the people and given all the glory to God. And now verse 22 says, so Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. This is, they're experiencing this as they're leaving Egypt. Verse 23. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah, or bitter. And remember in the book of Ruth, after Naomi had lost her husband and her sons, she became bitter. And she told the people when she went back to Bethlehem with Ruth to call her not Naomi, because Naomi means pleasant. She said, call me Mara, bitter, for the Lord has brought me back home empty. So that bitterness was lifted through her daughter-in-law Ruth in the book of Ruth. Verse 24. And the people murmured. Now they've come out. God has just shown a great miracle in bringing them through the Red Sea. But now the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? They had gone 3 days and found no water. Verse 25. And he, Moses, cried unto the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree, which looks forward to the cross. Jesus died on the tree, which the Lord showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them and said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and wilt do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee, meaning Jehovah Rapha. Verse 27. And after this experience, and they came to Elam, where were 12 wells of water, and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there by the waters. This is a place of rest and of the provision of the Lord in abundance. And so now they have come to a resting place, and the journey will continue. And when you study the book of Numbers, many of the details that are not in Exodus on their journey through the wilderness will be explained in the book of Numbers. So that's our lesson for today. You all have a great day and a great week.